Hi everyone, welcome back to WH40k World Trader for the Heretic playthrough. Let's continue. Just here we go, isn't it? No, it's not. It's probably up here.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Like the camera showed me. I think. This way. Oh no, Master, just stay with us. Oh, chuck us the saddleback. The Heretic's body is riddled with holes, and in by a single shot gun lies in smoking hand.
I always keep my options open.
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Conrad, let's set a sigh of relief upon seeing you.
Always on time, eh, Conrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, hold yourself together.
Conrad pointedly looks away from the harsh militant to you.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
The harsh militant looks back at you, holds his box on the belt, and hurriedly reports on the situation.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
Indeed.
I have not yet received word from the Engineering regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
Mutiny? Who would attempt a mutiny here, in the warp?
Lunatics, fools, heretics. This ship houses thousands upon thousands of people. Pernicious thoughts and warp-induced delusions could have tainted any one of them. It is a difficult notion to accept, but such risks are inescapable. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once.
Her expression changes as her eyes flash ominously. Okay.
Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A Psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
Theodora looks at Voivir.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
You've practiced saying that, haven't you?
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
Theodora glanced at you thoughtfully.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's Psyker powers.
Void's voice is soft and cautious.
Then it's settled. Find Ethelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Then move out! Mort, come.
She waves her hand impatiently.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
Void gives you a nod. As you may do, lead the way.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
He rummages in his pocket for something. The pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen, and you're consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. A roundhouse to me. Belongs to your special destiny, Jelly Bobs. It is time to fulfill it. And they're robbing me by the looks of it. The loading should go faster because I'm on a M2 drive this time. Kick me in the nuts.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Voidfair looks down at you. What's the meaning of this?
You must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little is required of you. Just your blood, which you can either share of your own volition, or I will spill it for you. We are in the anteroom of the Warrant Chamber, this voidship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is this inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
They say it's gonna work, but use your psychic powers against Voidfear. Close your eyes and try to focus. You are a Psyker. Then you feel the touch of something sharp. Voidfear, someone sensed a shift in the wall, delivered a preemptive strike. The blade flashes in dim light, and drops of blood appear on your palm. In a brief moment, you feel nauseous. Your head is spinning. Then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sorcerers will echo. Voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. To the void, really. Sing again. Fight the voice in your head. Get out. I'm not your puppet. Voices in the head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you to your feet, making you take a step towards the gates looming in the centre of the chamber. It's not a step, that's a stroll. Candle makers making money. In the gateway arch you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created. An obedient automaton, not obedient and automaton. So, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its head to you. One of his eye sockets lights up with two ember-like irises. 90%. That gives you plus 65. Examine the device. And I failed. I got 96, possibly. Look over the gate cogitator. There's little chance that you're able to discern anything about its design. Like any other sacred machine in Imperium, this relic is a specialty of a machine called Adeptus Mechanicus. Okay, let's continue then. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With a screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The serpent's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. From here or here? A whisper runs through your consciousness. Insisting, demanded sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Voidship wounded you with his blade did not go away. Contrary, the source coiled itself around, into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Examine the sentinel. The servitor looks notably different from the ones you're used to. The skin covering is stitched together with copper thread. It has metal hinges in place of the standard joints. It seems that the creators of the Sentinel did everything to ensure the service life of this unit was much longer than that of the ordinary automatons. Look back.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Look for anything that could be used as a weapon. Look around in hopes of finding at least something that will not work as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nearly a broken panel or protruding piece of rebar in sight. Place your hand into the sentinel's maw. The sentinel's hand clamps around to your hand. The sentinel's jaw clamps around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motor starts up and pumps the stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes passed. The sentinel's jaw remains closed and you're beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate you could catch your breath. Maybe you close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from. Practically my static. Is it the sentinel? The cogitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Who is this?
Genetic code identified. Child of House von Valancius. Do you require assistance?
You hear the voice again, and this time you realise it's coming from the two speakers built into the sentinel's shoulders. You hear a displeased grunt in your mind, as if the lurking entity has sent something that's not to its liking. Yes, Sentinel, traitors threaten my life and the safety of the world. Pain shoots through your head, subsides just as quickly. You have seen that the entity called in your consciousness does not have the ability to do any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
There is still another way!
Still no loops. Damn it. Enormous gates match the importance of the thing they protect. The massive doors are made of heavy metal and look incredible.
Is there money to be made?
Is it a new wave of British heavy metal? Wow. More candles. Who goes around keeping all these lit and replacing them? Let it be known that by my run, the true words of this document, I appoint this person, the wearer of the wallet of trade, bestow upon them and the dynasty the great mission, to be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first in the darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the road of heroes without horns. I saw horns.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
The servo scrolls creaking gradually turns into comprehensible words. What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
Obnubilation. What a great word. Are you the Warren Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Faster! Restore communication with the navigator's sanctum! I'm trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
In place of the mechanical screeching, the servo skull box projects the voice of Theodora Bladedancer. Distorted and rhythm static, yet still recognizable beyond a doubt.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
I need a weapon. I'm utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
The servo skull goes silent, its relays clicking. Second after second passes, and you realise the servo skull will not answer you. Leave me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Servo skull twitches and makes a few clicks.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Don't have my gun anymore because they robbed me of it. I have absolutely nothing. I'll just seal the bomb chamber.
Master! Whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me! What is the meaning of this?
Seneschal Abelard Gosiri has lost some of his former polish. His forehead is sweating, and one of the sleeves of his coat is torn and soaked through with blood. Nonetheless, despite his heavy breathing, he stands firm and his gaze is demanding, albeit somewhat surprised. He surveys the carnage around him, his brow furrows, and places a hand on his weapon. Comrade Voidship is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
His eyes widen. He's intending to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of that plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor! I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Abelard clutches his forehead and looks lost for the briefest of moments, and then quickly finds his resolve again. Voidship openly admitted that he is the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saint's blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
He hands you a weapon. Got a sword. And another Mars pattern sword, which does 1 extra damage. It's got the same abilities. Excuse me. And I don't have a Medicaid skill, but he does. So he...
I refuse.
Oh, that's Abelard. Oh, he's got them as well. You can have that then. I wield swords. Doesn't make any difference which one goes there. And put on that. Got 15% armor, and that's my dodge. Okay. So now I can use that, I think. Strike and cleave. I've got 4, so shot count 4 there. Cost 2 eggs.
Look
But
no
I'm
further.
injured. So
Let me help. That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead.
Abelard nods in satisfaction.
The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
And I need to leave, so I'm going to pause here in a sec. Okay, back. I got myself a copy. Might help my sore throat coming on, don't know. I've got to start get some straps off or something. What exactly has gone wrong with the translation?
I am no helmsman. Oh, God Emperor preserve me, navigator. However, I have spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Gellerfield has faltered. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the war. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet.
Where did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Vox cast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
Abelard, too many pauses. Abelard tilts his head and looks at you with worry. I think the Warwick Sentinel may have sent you that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warren Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort.
He looks at the server skull floating next to you. That was there, I guess.
The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
He frowns. It's because I'm better, that's why. What can we expect to find in the Navigator's Sanctum?
During warp transit, the Sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Imperium. And for good reason. For the Navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the Sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the Imperium. Only a Navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
Lord, do not bat an eye at this or the horrors that you are about to face. Let me close the windows, because I can hear airplanes and trains over my headphones. But back in a sec. Okay. That was my microphone's been picking it up, but I can hear it. Okay. I heard one of Theodora's Voxcasts.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
The Navigator's Sanctum. Very well. Will you lead the way?
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
A wave of static suddenly erupts from the server skull, and you can make out Theodora's words through the noise.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Sanshaw's eyes light up and he smiles with grim determination. Sounds like orcs.
No mercy to those who oppose Von Valancius!
All of you will bleed!
Right, so, got Melee. Raw melee. So, his charge is 3. And it'll be I'll be there. I'll go first then. Abelard. It goes on agility, it's for the initiative. It says there, look, initiative and dodge chance. Right.
It's as good as
Who
done.
even taught you to fight like this?
Sorry, Everlord. I have to move first. Fuck. Sorry. Sorry, dude. I did 8 damage there, it's not bad. Do that first. Brace of impact, which gives me extra movement. Oh no. Get to cover, 1 for cover or something. Gives you extra movement. First gives us 2 deflection. Deflection is like straight damage reduction.
Indeed.
You parried. You dig.
Victory is...
Didn't parry that though, did you?
Chaos guides me.
Crush the feeble!
Death to the weak. You never stood a chance.
I killed 2 of his own people. Nice.
Who is not me?
Can't move now though. But I can. Do that.
On it.
Can't get there. If you attack,
It
can't-
will be done. I took care
can't
of
charge
this one.
afterwards. You can.
At your beck and call.
Problems either or. The first thing. Experience points. Okay. Let me pause this and have a look at my notes. Okay. I'm going to go to here. And this one I'm going to take Medicaid. Because this works with... Further on, you get extra damage based on your Medicaid. And for Abelard, I think it's just athletics. That's what I wanted to have from him. There you go. Okay. That also means now I can equip these. And loot. Some swords and a last pistol. Collect all. So now I can put myself to do something with range, even though I've got Ignite, which might do more damage. But then it does a dot. Okay, nothing else to see here. Let's go to the Navigator Center. Wow, that was fast. Jesus Christ.
I always have a backup
The
plan.
Navigator's Sanctum is directly along the passageway. I pray to the God Emperor that we are not too late.
And so, he will enter the halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
The one before you rips around and gets straight at you, her eyes glowing with otherworldly light.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Abelard grumbles as he dusts himself off and grips his weapon again.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
The woman burst into guttural, drunken laughter.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valancius. Idira?
Abelard looks her up and down.
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the Imperium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
The entity in consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping into the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. Diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud.
Idira nods, yet her gaze is directed somewhere away from you.
And you, von Valancius, are a sorcerer too, just like the other one. Lady Theodora must have grown so fond of Psykers she wants one to replace her.
Idira turns her head to you, her vacant eyes flaring like embers.
Officer's frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
You hear a few clicks from the relays on the servoscope, which has followed you all the way here. Theodora's scrambled words give way to a voice vaguely familiar to you. Is that more, Metal Red? Metal Dread, what his name is? Metal Thread?
That's Edelthrad!
Yeah.
Oh, Emperor's Providence! The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrad's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it! You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
Abelard spits out a flowing curse. How do you know who I am?
What? You think Lady Theodora didn't ask me to peek into the darkness behind the backs of those she sees as her prospective heirs? I have seen you. I have seen the footsteps of your past and the wounds of your heart.
She laughs in a deep voice. The seer's words dredge up something dark and frightening from the depths of your memory. Your soul has been tainted by the influence of warped sorcery. It seems you will never be rid of it. What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the engineerium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
Master Cog is a colloquial name for the tech priests. The cogs. Meant because the emblem is a cog. And the master being head tech priest.
What? You don't mean the Engine Seer Prime is...
Engine Seer. I love that kind of bastardization of two words. It's called Portmanteau.
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
I see if the navigator as well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Adira freezes and slaps her cheeks, rubs her face and looks at you. The supernatural glow is gone from her eyes. A smirk spreads across her lips. Okay, we've got Adira. A piece of pipe left a notable dent on the floor. So yeah, I'm the Bladedancer. Ablod is a warrior. Mainly tanky kind of thing. Adira is an operative, and she is diviner and telepath. So she has psychic shriek to deal damage and forewarning as a buff. And I think she'll be just stupid. That is a psi rating. Because she's unsanctioned, she starts at 1. I start at 0. But I have much less chance of causing explosions in the warp and stuff, and damaging ourselves. She has a much higher chance, double the chance. And as we go in Heretic, or by any build really, we play into that, because we can get her stupidly strong by causing these ripples in the warp, negative effects. So
keep your wits about you.
Let's go. See the navigator. Destroy the field, don't keep the master waiting.
The whispers are getting louder.
Abla there so we can go either way. Heretic Psyker there.
Indeed.
Charge straight for him. And then
reduced to dust.
yep, well done. Got through it. This is the Veil degradation. The higher that is, the more chance we have of causing problems, which is good for her. Not yet, but will be. It tells you these are both minor. Like mine is a minor, I think. Yeah, minor. That's a miss. Swing and a miss. So she has 4 AP. For warning, she has this psychic staff. First lets her do this lightning arc. Psychic scream and also analyze enemies. That's 1 AP. That's 2. Leaving the 1 left. 2 4 warning.
What? Was it you? Or...
So give Abelard extra dodge. Harry. Let's have a look at him. He wasn't 25, now he's on 35. So Harry. It's not going to be shown here, but it's his weapon skill. And I can do this. Kill those two. It's an AMA attack.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
I don't think we're getting any. Rail change here. And might as well.
Will do.
Got an extra. This reduces their. What's it? Dodge, armor, and dodge reduction or something. Or something minor.
I'm ready for whatever comes.
Oh no. Oh.
Your edge was inevitable.
I thought I'd moved as far as I could. Can I move one more then? Okay. Didn't know I could move one more. I can't move now though. I can do that.
I'll see to it. Another enemy down.
Vespiadus. The creature in the chair appears as if it was become one with its throne. You see pink parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits through the two dark, gill-like slits on his cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut. Two ordinary eyes, as well as the third one, that sits in the center of his forehead.
I believe Master Vespiadus still lives.
Vespiadus.
Well, the servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
Abelard flinches at the sight of the stretched skin with dark marks on the face of the creature. Give Abelard a pointed look.
Master Vespiadus.
Abelard clears his throat.
Your time is short.
The navigator stirs, barely able to lift his head and half open his normal eyes. I think that is like, I'm not above talking to this person, you do it for me. Didn't want to do that. Not like an officer or a noble. A dark drop rolls from under the closed lid of the third eye down his face, leaving a black trail. The voice is coming from the fog screen at the base of the bizarre chair. It is unclear how the navigator is able to produce human speech. The time is short to do what?
Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn.
Suddenly, the navigator's body starts thrashing in place. It lurches forward and falls back onto the seat, then thrusts forward again as his bones crack and his skin tears open. However, the fusion between the body and the chair appears to be stronger than these wild impetuses. The mutant remains seated, but leans as far forward as he can. His laid raiment slowly turning crimson. The gill slits burst open, forming two hideous, screaming, mouth-like pits.
It came from beyond! His body is not his!
Adira's screams echoed by the silent cries on your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the navigator succumbing to the paroxysms of corruption.
Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings. each one a portent of salvation within me.
The navigator continues to convulse violently in his seat, shrieking and cackling. Then his fit stops abruptly. His face is drenched in black and crimson. The dark ooze from under his third eyelid has turned to a trickle to a stream, makes the blood coming out of his nose, and there is purplish swelling around the eye.
Run! Flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help.
The words come out of the box as a labelled rattle. Who torments you?
The Edge. Kneel before the ascent of a new champion. When the rite is complete, the shell will burst, and thousands of Moors will accept the sacrifice offered to the Edge of Daybreak by the Bringer of Twilight, the one marked by the will of the gods.
The navigator starts thrashing about once more, his gill mouth bursting with crazy laughter. Each word rings through your head like a tolling of a bell, as if countless voices have joined in, screaming into your ears. For a moment you lose your bearings. This unholy chorus must be trying to confound you with sounds not meant for this world. What is that supposed to mean?
A rite. A sacrifice offered. Oh, my heart tells me that Kunrad was not deterred by his defeat in the warrant chamber.
What? Kunrad betrayed Lady Theodora? Oh, but how is that? How? He was as loyal as a dog. And I didn't hear a thing, I swear.
Heretic clutches her head.
The footfalls of the Bringer of Twilight are veiled by the will of his masters. Tear out your eyes. She who is to become the champion's servant, for you need them no longer.
The navigator, or rather a thing that's so determined to seize his body, puts into mocking laughter. So the Bringer of Twilight is Kunrad. Okay. I want to help you. Tell me how.
Run. The sanctum will be sealed. I will hold it off. Hold on. And wait for the signal from the Master Helmsman. Then I will commence the translation. So, run. Run.
Stress Abelard. The navigator is still alive, but barely so. What do we do now?
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier.
Vespidas. Good luck. And thank you.
Yadira reaches a hand out towards the navigator, but pulls it back at the last moment. The navigator does not give her a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from under the closed eyelids. The box at the base of the chair is bellowing out static, which spreads the distant echoes of otherworldly laughter. The navigator appears dead. Only the slight movement of his chest and the twitching of his eyelids let you know that he's still clinging to life. Oh, I've got a staff. Axes and scrappy auto guns. So now I can do light narc as well. It's probably my biggest damage dealer. That is not as good as the las pistol, but it does have a rate of fire. The las pistol does have dodge reduction though. Look on the left. All laser pistols, laser rifles, sniper rifles, laser sniper rifles have dodge reduction of laser. Abelard, you have a chainsword, which is better than an axe. I'll give you a las pistol or a gun. So that'll be like a full 4 hit, 12 to 20. Be one of those. Okay. Oh, that's the experience, by the way. This isn't like Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder. Don't get dozens and dozens of thousands of XP. You don't get hundreds fighting one thing. Well, you do. It's only much later.
I always keep my options open.
Most experience gained is like in the tens. The Navigator's Sanctum is the private haven of the ship's guide through the wall, and the death trap for anyone left inside after translation to the Imperium. Okay, so how long have I been recording now? I thought I could do a formation thing. Maybe that's later. How long have I been recording? 56 minutes. So yeah, I will save this episode here. My voice needs to rest anyway. Thanks for watching. I'm really looking forward to this now. We got 3 of our 6. We're gonna beat Sister Battle next, which she won't stay till the end. And then also past the prologue. I don't know. I don't meet Cabela here now, but when it's proper Act 1, that's the prologue. We will meet the other 3. The Tech Priest, Pascal, Cassia the Navigator, and Jai the Smuggler. And that will be, I'm thinking, the Heretic people who will stay, not bugger off. Not Cabela buggers off, but everybody else will get apart from possibly one of the Xenos will leave. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Until then, bye for now.